drink your water.
All right, in this video, I wanted to just chat with you about the 3 key ways strength training completely changed my life. At the time of shooting this video, I'm 36 years old. I've been strength training on and off since about 22 years old. So that's how many years? I don't know. I can't do math. So let's get into it. Way number 1, it gave me confidence. I haven't always been a very confident person. I also grew up in the Victoria's Secret era where what was considered attractive for a woman was basically just being the tiniest, smallest version of yourself. I kind of equated what the media thought was beautiful about women to how I should evaluate my own beauty. Because I wasn't super rail thin, I always thought of myself as less than because I just didn't fit the perfect image of what it meant to be beautiful. When I was a teenager forming my identity, that was the gold standard for women. But more recently, stuff like this about the models is starting to come out.
She says nowhere was the pressure to be dangerously skinny more apparent than at Victoria's Secret. At 25, she stopped menstruating, her hair was falling out, and she could hardly climb a flight of stairs, let alone walk a runway.
My body was malnourished. What that company represented for me and for so many other women, it felt like controlling women, getting women as small as possible, and then even not being small enough.
But what the f? They all look so damn happy. That was, in my teen years, what I looked at as being beautiful, is just be the skinniest, tiniest version of yourself. And so I would say I spent like a lot of my teen years and early 20s feeling not confident because I didn't look like that. It's freaking hot in here. Are you guys hot? I'm hot. I'm gonna open that door. In a moment, we're gonna talk about how strength training increased my metabolism so I can eat more, which is amazing. But before we do that, I wanted to touch on how I actually got into strength training in the first place. I mean, the truth is what really got me into lifting weights. I think I was like 22 years old. I was a bartender and I had just gotten dumped by this guy that I thought I was gonna spend the rest of my life with. In my girly brain, I was like, oh my God, we're gonna get married and we're gonna have this beautiful wedding and I'm gonna have all these babies with him. He just dumps me. Of course, I fall into this depression where I'm just basically eating pints of ice cream and in a pool of self-loathing and oh my God, my future is ruined because this freaking loser doesn't want to date me. And I talked to one of the other bartenders who just so happens to be like a coach and a personal trainer, and I tell her about my breakup and she's like, you gotta get your shit together. She wrote me this like exercise, 5-day-a-week exercise workout plan and meal plan, and I started following the exercises and like 50% of the meal plan. For the record, I would never recommend working with a coach that just relies on meal plans because they don't teach you how to eat or anything about nutrition, but this is what pretty much all the coaches were doing at the time, so there's that. Within the first 3 weeks or so, I just noticed these incredible results and I just noticed myself getting this tone on my body. And I had this feeling where I would go to the gym every week, I would just get stronger, and I started to build some confidence in the gym. I started to build this confidence of like, okay, I go to this place, I just lift these weights and I'm getting stronger. I'm seeing progress. It just started to build this confidence. One of my first real jobs, I had this manager who was trying to kind of groom me into becoming his replacement or a leader at the company. He gave me some feedback one day, was like, hey, Juliana, you need to take up more space. I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? He's like, yeah, your body language is off. You don't look like a leader. You are always trying to make yourself look smaller. And I was like, okay, so like, what do you mean by take up more space? And he's like, well, when you're in the room, just take up more space. I thought that was a really interesting point of feedback for me because growing up in the Victoria's Secret era and just kind of being around this idea that women should be the smallest version of themselves possible, I was subconsciously just trying to make myself the smallest version of myself possible. And that didn't just translate into how I looked or my body language or my posture, it translated into my confidence, the expansiveness of my personality, my voice, so many different things. By way of that journey of starting to lift weights, I really started to realize it's not about being smaller, it's about getting stronger. People seem to think that your metabolism slows down as you age. My metabolism has never been stronger, and I'm freaking 36 years old. I've taken the time to build muscle over the years. Strength training has literally just been one of the best investments in myself that I have ever made. Way number 2, it gave me healthy fitness goals. A lot of people probably started off their new year thinking that they wanted to lose weight. A better goal is to maybe just get stronger and to shift your meals from maybe more processed foods to less processed foods. Or maybe a nutritional goal could be to go from just including vegetables at each meal. Instead of thinking about what you should be taking away from your meals, think about what you can be adding to your meals and shifting in your meals to make you just feel fuller, more nourished, and more energized. With lifting weights, the fitness goal quickly shifted from how do I become the smallest version of myself to how do I become the strongest version of myself. And then when I shifted my mindset from just be small to just get stronger, my mindset around nutrition started to change. I started to think about, okay, like, is this meal I'm gonna eat right now, is that gonna make me feel good during my workout? Is that gonna help me build more muscle? Is that gonna help me tomorrow in the gym when I go from, lifting 15-pound weights to 20-pound weights? Like, is that gonna actually help me? When you focus your fitness goals on being the strongest version of yourself, that just shifts your nutrition goals, it just shifts everything in the right direction. And way number 3, it taught me how to value my body outside of what it looked like or how much it weighed. Because my fitness goals started to shift from aesthetics and just being the skinniest, smallest version of myself to being the strongest version of myself, I started to value my body and not just what it looked like, but what it could do. I was able to go from like assisted pull-ups with a band to doing regular pull-ups, and like being able to do a freaking pull-up just felt so badass to me. Being able to do squats twice my body weight just felt so badass to me. It just gave me this feeling like, oh my God, my body's this incredible thing, can use it to do so many incredible things. Because you get into this rhythm at the gym where you go in every week and you just push yourself to be stronger, go harder, and just get 1 more rep in, 2 more reps in, you really start to see that you're stronger than you think you are. When you start to realize that you're stronger than you think you are in the gym, you'll realize outside of the gym that you can do more than you think you can. You can create more than you think you can. You can push yourself harder than you think you can, whether it be in being a better mom or a family member or a better friend or being better in business or your work. It just really starts to translate into all areas of your life. How can you make 2022 your year? Not just the year that you get smaller or skinnier, but how can you make it the year that you get stronger? Not just with weights, not just in the gym, but in all areas of your life. How can you become a more resilient, stronger person? And I think for me personally, that journey just started in the gym.
If you do want to see more videos from me, definitely give this video a like and leave a comment, anything you want down below.
Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.